Oh, Clark. Season 2 of My Adventures with Superman comes to an end in this episode titled My Adventures with Supergirl, and I finally got a chance to watch it. Sorry, I was sick and then out of state, so I couldn't review episode 9, but episode 10, I'm here for. Spoilers ahead. First off, I want to come out and say, because I didn't get a chance to last episode, that I absolutely love Superman's new suit. Specifically, like the gold trim around the logo and his boots and all that. Like, I think it looks so clean. And now, I want to cosplay as that version of Superman. So if any of you know how to create costumes like that and you want to hook a brother up, let me know. Okay, now in episode 10, a lot happened in a short amount of time, but one of the things that I enjoyed most was the supervillains arriving to save Metropolis from Brainiac. Heatwave, the Intergang, and my favorite, Livewire, coming out to save the day was really fun to see. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense because yeah, they may be supervillains, but even they wouldn't want the world to end because then they would die. And I assume it's really hard to commit crimes when you're dead. And he's not a villain, but it was also great to see Steel make a comeback and help save the day. And I feel like we didn't get enough screen time of him in the first episode, so this was nice. I also love the part when Brainiac took control over Kara again, and then she had to fight Superman, but Superman beat her with the power of love. Like, he went to throw a punch, but then it just changed into a hug, and then Jimmy and Lois got involved, so now you got this one big group hug, and they were able to break the mind control over her. Like, oh, that was beautiful. That was honestly the best way this fight could have ended. Like, Superman telling her that she's not alone and that she's loved is like that's such a Superman move, and especially, you know, because this is his cousin, so it means even more. And like, it did bring me to tears. I'm not even gonna front with y'all. You cried too at that part, didn't you? Oh, and then finally when Kara and Superman are in the sun powering up and she transforms into Supergirl, like, her suit looks perfect. Like, I'm so glad they didn't give her like the really short skirt. Like, they just made her suit similar to Clark's. It was beautiful. And I'm glad that Supergirl was the one that put Brainiac down for good. Like, they just had that epic one-on-one clash in space. It's awesome. And RIP to Brainiac, because he was just an absolute menace this season and like probably one of the greatest villains of this entire series so far. He will be missed. You're probably thinking, oh Alex, you're not really saying much about the finale, like what gives? Well, to be honest with you, besides the things I just mentioned, I was pretty underwhelmed by this episode. Like the content within it was great, but the pacing was too quick for me. It was just like, Brainiac attacks, Superman fights Supergirl, Brainiac is dead, the end. And I was just sitting there at the end of the episode like, that's it? The finale of the first season felt a lot more drawn out, but in a good way. I was able to absorb more of what was going on and really feel the emotional impact of it. But the finale for this season just felt like a rush of adrenaline, just rah, and then it was gone, and I was just sitting there just disappointed. Shoot, I think if they would have added just like a sprinkle of romance between Jimmy and Supergirl, like that would have made this whole finale worth it. Like, their romance was my favorite thing about this season, but the finale didn't have any of that. Lightweight disrespectful. Overall, the season finale was at the very least entertaining. Like, it had epic fights and the defeat of Brainiac was so satisfying, but I couldn't just shake this feeling that it could have been delivered better. Usually after an episode, I'm like trembling with geeky angst and I want to shout it out to the world, but after this finale, I was just like, I still want there to be a season 3. I still absolutely love this show, but you know, the finale was kind of weak. That's why I'm going to give the season 2 finale of My Adventures with Superman a 3 out of 5 crop tops. But what did you think of the season 2 finale of My Adventures with Superman? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, click on the boxes right here, and I'll see you in a bit.